This video is in response to Tommy Sotomayor's video that he made about me yesterday. Um, he was responding to the first video I created about him, saying that he worked for the white fake Jews. I named him in covert radio as being false opposition, much in the way as Alex Jones is portrayed as being against the establishment when he's actually controlled opposition working for the establishment. So I was showing in the video that I did that Tommy Sotomayor works for Covert Radio. They are on the same team. That video is the video that he responded to yesterday, February the 4th. And the titles of the videos that it's the same video. He put it on two different channels under two different titles, but one of the titles in which he responded to that video I created on January the 11th. January the 11th of 2018 is when I created the video. He created his videos on Super Bowl Sunday, February the 4th, 2018. The first title for one channel is Conspiracy Sista, S-I-S-T-A, not E-R. Conspiracy System. That's not my name. I'm post-nihilist. That's my YouTube name, but I guess he didn't want to put my actual YouTube name in the description of either one of these videos, which is strange. But he's doing it because he didn't want anyone to come to my channel and for him to be exposed. So he'd rather his viewers allow him to think for them like he usually does, rather than them going and actually watching the video themselves without his constant commentary, constantly interrupting the video, and again, thinking for them. So the first title that he gives it is Conspiracy Sista Explains How Tommy Sotomayor is Being Paid to Take Down the Black Race. The second the copy of this video that he puts on another channel, he puts it as Nubian Sista Explain, again, S-I-S-T-A, explains how Tommy Sotomayor is being paid to take down the black race. So on one channel I'm Conspiracy Sista, and on the other one I'm Nubian Sista. Both created February 4th, a copy of the same video on two different channels. He actually contacted me the day that he made these videos to ask me if I would come on the show. I refused because, in which I'll discuss, but he's a demon overlaid by a corpse, meaning he's not an actual person. He's a vessel holding demonic spirits. I don't talk to demons. That's not practical. I have no desire to. I have no desire to interact with a corpse being used by demons. For what? You expose them, and that's what you do. So he contacted me to, see if I would do a show. I refused, and then my video gets flagged, and now it is, they've disabled the feature, so you have to, it says, when you click on it, it says the following content has been identified by the YouTube community as inappropriate or offensive. This is on my video where I say that Tommy Sotomayor works for Covert Radio. It says the following content has been identified by the YouTube community as being inappropriate or offensive to some audiences. I understand and wish to proceed. So you have to click that, I understand and wish to proceed, in order to actually see the video. They disabled the comments and everything like that. So, yeah. So I wanted to create this video because I actually received a dream. And whenever I get dreams that are relevant to, possibly helping people, to awaken them or to help them on their spiritual journey, I always like to give them, because some dreams are personal, they're for me, and then some dreams are for other people. And this dream, because it's related to Tommy Sotomayor and it actually happened. Actually, I received a dream the night before Tommy contacted me in order to see if I would do the show, and then I received another dream last night after watching his show that he did on me. And the show that he did on me, you know, where he did he did the constant commentary while my video was showing, constantly stopping and feeding his viewers how to interpret what I was saying, basically. And, you know, a lot of insults. He was reading a lot of insults. His viewers called me ugly and, you know, dog face and stuff like that. Slow. He said I was slow, you know, things like that. But they weren't actually, he wasn't reading how people were commenting on the actual content. He was asking them questions, and then he would read some of the responses. But I know that when I watch like Malcolm X or Steve Coakley, or, you know, I listen to, say, Moses Hogan, his music, or I listen to Frank Williams, brilliant musicians, I don't think to myself, well, when I see someone give me truth, like spiritual truth, I'm not thinking to myself whether or not they're good looking. Now, to me, anyone who has the Holy Spirit is going to have like a subtle light, like a light emanates from them, you know, so like they're attractive in the sense that they're spiritually clean. Whereas, so, you know, in that sense, they are attractive because they hold the Holy Spirit, but I don't think of them as, okay, whether they're attractive or not determines whether or not I'm going to listen to what they have to say. But with Tommy, like a lot of his viewers are commenting on my physical appearance, and I'm thinking, why? These people, I'm not going to meet them. They're not going to be my intimate partner. Why do they care what I look like? Either my information is correct or it's not. But anyway, back to what I was saying. When someone like a Steve Coakley or Malcolm X presents me with truth, with information that could benefit me, I'm not thinking to myself whether or not I find them physically attractive. Okay? Now, like I said, holding the Holy Spirit makes you attractive in that sense, but it's either the information is true or it's false. Okay? Now, Tommy Sotomayor, as I said, is a corpse that is being animated by demonic spirits. So, of course, like, I don't go to a funeral and look at a corpse and say, oh man, that corpse is attractive. I'm scared to death, you know, because I'm like, wow, this corpse is being dressed up to look as though it's only sleeping, and it's dead. He is dead. He's spiritually dead. He's animated by demonic spirits, and that is why I'm exposing him. Okay? So the dream that I received the night before he created this video, Alex Jones was in this video, this dream. And I'm just going to read it because, you know, it says, I am in this large auditorium. This is the 23rd, no, not the 23rd, the 3rd of February. I'm in this large auditorium with a lot of people in it. Seems we are there to watch a movie. I am seated towards the back on the right side. I see Alex Jones on the far left side at the front. So I'm in the back of the theater. There are plenty of people. When you think auditorium theater, you think entertainment. You're being entertained. So he's on the far right towards the front. Alex Jones is. He's on the far left in the front. Okay. I'm on the right. So we're on, I would say, separate sides. I mean, there's no divide. It's just like, I don't see any clear divide. It's just like he's on the far right in front, and I'm to the left towards the back, comparatively speaking. Okay? So I see Alex Jones on the far left side at the front in like the 3rd row. So he's like towards the front in the 3rd row. He was standing and talking. His job was to promote division. Okay? So in this dream, Alex Jones, his job is to promote division. So I'm thinking race war. So he was like a character, I'm still reading. So he was like a character acting as a pro-white. He was a character acting as a pro-white to promote division, which is what he does in real life. Now, this last part, which is what he does in real life, I wrote that. Okay, so I messed up. I shouldn't have read what I wrote. But what I said before that, so this is about Alex Jones. He was like a character acting as a pro-white to promote division, period. Okay, what I read after that was my own interpretation of it. So that dream, the night before, Tommy Sotomayor contacted me to do the video, and before he made the video in response to me, an insult to me. That's the night before when I had that dream. Okay, now the dream that I had last night after I viewed his response video to me. I'm also entering a stadium. I'm in a stadium like setting, or coliseum like setting, and I enter in, and to the right there is a concession stand. Now, before I went to bed, I was thinking mega church, because when I watched Tommy Sotomayor's response video to me, and all the people were commenting and this, that, and the other thing, it just gave the feel of a mega church, of like people flocking to this cult of personality to be entertained. They're not receiving the word. They're not reading for themselves. They're not thinking for themselves. They're receiving like a Novocaine, like they're being pacified. They're being lulled to sleep. Like they're being told everything they want to hear. And Tommy Sotomayor can do that. And the way he does that is that he can insult people and then say, I'm not talking about you. It's the other ones I'm talking about. I'm not talking about you, black woman. It's those other ratchet black women I'm talking about. But he insulted, and his fans or trolls or whatever. I have not received. I would be embarrassed if I were the leader of the people who've come over to my channel and commented on that video that I made that was flagged, and the content was limited. The kind of things they were saying, I mean, they're calling me she-boon and nigger a lot. Like I got a lot of niggers on that video. She-rilla, slore, stuff like that. Like I would be embarrassed but that's the fruit. That's the fruit of his ministry. The fruit of his ministry is these ignorant, demonic comments that I was getting. That's the fruit. These are the people who he's influencing, and this is the result that you get. So I would be embarrassed, because these weren't intelligent comments. They weren't informed comments. They were just insults, demonic, like insults, racist insults, sexist insults. And like I said, I would be embarrassed. Not on any other video have I received such embarrassing comments that reflect on the person who's leading these people. Anyway. Yeah. Okay, so yeah. So I walk into the stadium. This is the February the 5th, because I didn't go to bed until this morning. So yeah, so this is the night of after I watched the video and everything that he created about me. I dreamed that I was walking into a large stadium-like building, and Tommy Sotomayor was somewhere talking. It almost seemed like he was in a studio talking, like he was leading me into this stadium. Did I finish? I don't think I finished my thought on the mega church. But okay, before I went to bed, I was thinking of mega churches and how he has all these people who flock to him, and he is pacifying them, and he draws a large crowd. But the people, if you look at the people in mega churches, what is the quality of the people? Like, are these kind of people who go off and and really reflect on the Bible, or are in the Word daily, reading the Bible, trying to understand the Bible, asking the Holy Spirit for guidance? Or are these people who lazily go and plop down on a pew every Sunday and are entertained? That's a question to ask. But these mega churches pull in a lot of people, and the ministers of these mega churches give really watered down, dumbed down messages that don't challenge the intelligence of their followers. I'm talking about Joel Osteen, talking about T.D. Jakes, people like that. So anyway, so I walk into this like stadium setting. There's a concession stand on the right hand side, like like you would see in a movie theater, but this seems like a stadium. But whatever. Yesterday was Super Bowl Sunday, I'm told. I don't watch sports or anything like that, because It's really bread and circuses meant to dumb down the masses and keep them in the dark. So I don't watch it. But anyway, so he's like he's a voice guiding me seemingly into the stadium, but he's like, it's almost like he's in his like studio or something talking. So he guides me in, and in dreams you can take on the perception or the viewpoint of someone else. So it's not necessarily like me. I could be in the place of like a fan of his or something. So on the right, there's a concession stand. And the reason why I think of this as a mega church is because the person who's like running the concession stand is actually my childhood dentist. And he went to my church. So he's like, he's overweight. And when I see overweight people or fat people in dreams, I think of people who go on their bellies. When go on your belly means that you're materialistic, meaning your belly is your God, meaning material things are your God. You're greedy, you're materialistic. So dreams are oftentimes figurative. So if you see a fat person, that doesn't mean they're literally fat. Well, this guy in real life actually is fat. But when you see a fat person, that could just mean someone who's materialistic, who's money hungry, who's after materialistic things, who could care less about spiritual things. So my overweight, fat childhood dentist who went to my church is there, and he's running this concession stand, okay? Now, I only see his left profile. Left profile could mean led by the left-hand path, evil spirits, whatever. Goats to the left, sheep to the right. So I only see his left profile. He's working this concession stand. He's the manager of it or the owner of it. And I am served a frothing soda. Okay, I see the froth on top or whatever. A dentist serves me a frothing soda. Now, if you know anything about soda, you know that the acid in the soda actually erodes your tooth enamel. And it makes you thirsty. It doesn't actually quench your thirst. It makes you more thirsty, meaning you require more soda, and it erodes your tooth. So all it does is harm you. So I don't know why people drink soda. But, and this is the dentist giving it to me. So, and it's a black male, dark-skinned black male. That my childhood dentist was a dark-skinned black male. And he's giving this to me. So who profits from this dentist giving me a soda that I'm paying for, supposedly? In the dream, I didn't pay for it. But in real life, if you get a soda at a concession stand, you have to pay for it. So who's benefiting? Who's profiting? He is, because he's feeding me something that is going to destroy my teeth and not satisfy me in any way, so that I will continually have to go back to get more soda, and I will continue to have to go to him to get my teeth fixed. And, all he can do is put an artificial kind of covering on them. I mean, once your teeth are rotted out. So, and the fact that Tommy Sotomayor was somewhere like, his voice was like leading me there, it makes me think of him as like that dentist to his fans. Whereas he's giving them like tabloid gore. He shows them tabloid stories. And then he like comments on them, but they're not getting, I have witnessed the comments that they put on that video that I made. They got flagged and is now, limited in terms of the content that you can see. I saw their comments. They're not getting smarter. They're not getting more spiritually enlightened. They're heavily demonically possessed. They're not improving. And the sad thing is, they'll be the last to know. It's obvious that these people are demonically possessed, and they're an embarrassment to anyone who would call them followers from what they post. But they don't realize that this person that they're following is giving them, he's a dentist giving them soda, meaning he's rotting them, he's eroding them, okay? And what he's giving them, this tabloid gore, this entertainment, this filth, this cursing, this sexual content that he's giving them, is only making them addicted, making them more thirsty. And they come back and they come back and they come back. What's Kami going to say next? What is he going to say next? How's he going to entertain us next? Meanwhile, their teeth are eroding. They're getting worse and worse. They're getting a temporary fix, because with soda, You know, I only drink water personally. But soda, you know, you drink it and then what? I mean, after the 5 minutes or 15 minutes it takes you to drink it is gone. Like, what has it benefited you? And that's what his content is to his fans. But they don't realize that, and they are the fruit. They're the rotten fruit that is produced through his ministry. So anyway, once I'm inside, I'm like in like a lobby like area, and in that lobby setting, I'm actually sitting in front of, there's an overweight adult black male. He's like darker skinned, and he's fat, and he's to my right, okay. And this one I'm not reading directly from the page because I'm visualizing it as I say it, because when there are more images in a dream, it kind of throws me off to read it. It's better for me to make the images in my mind, because I create pictures in my mind based on, you know, not create, but remember the images that I was shown. It's easier for me to remember them rather than read them. And I'm better at describing them when I remember them rather than just read them. But anyway, he's on my right-hand side. He's a fat black male. He's like a father type age, you know, 40s or 50s. He's dark skinned, like maybe like my complexion or so. And then next to him, wait a minute. Okay, I'm getting it. See, this is why I probably should have looked down on my, I'm actually getting it mixed up. See, what happened first, okay, before the two black males were sitting in front of me, there are two white females that I'm talking to. And I'm giving them information that I figured out. And they're listening because they're like, maybe she's on to something. And then I say something, and then they say, well, no, she's not. And then I try to say something else, and I'm like saying, and I can't get my word out. Then we're looking at a book, and it has LCH or LCF. It's the engraving from, I don't know if you've watched The Ninth Gate. It's a 1999 film. I saw that a long time ago. But the book that we're looking at, me and the two white females, they seem to be maybe like 18 or so, no more than 18 years old. It has LCF, which is supposed to be perhaps indication of the original rather than the forgeries of the 3 extant copies of The Ninth Gate, which was the book used to summon the devil. So this is what appeared in my dream last night. You know, we're with the two white girls. I'm looking at the LCF in the book, and all I know is that the girl in that movie, it was a Roman Polanski movie, and he married that girl who the mysterious girl who at the end has sex with Johnny Depp. Was actually married, still is, since 1989. She's married to Roman Polanski, who directed Rosemary's Baby. So they're married. She's a white woman. So she acted as the girl in The Ninth Gate, okay? And at the end, she was revealed to be the devil. And at the end, she showed Johnny Depp how to get she directed him to how to get the original copy, and not a forgery of the book to summon the devil. But all I know is they had sex at the end, and her face like transformed to show that this white woman was actually the devil. So, and she just called the girl in the movie, and she's married to Roman Polanski. So, I mean, that's all I know. But that's the book that me and these two white girls were looking at. And we were looking at the actual initial LCF, which would be the devil. And the reason why they say that this is the original is because they say that the devil, Lucifer, actually signed the original copy of the book used, the fictional book used to summon him. So the LCF would be the devil's actual initials. So I guess that's what we're looking at in the book. I don't know. But then after that, that's when I see the black male and the other black male sitting in front of me. There is a black male, maybe about my complexion. He's fat. He's like a father figure, 40, 50 years old, sitting in a chair to the right. And then in front of him, to my left, but sitting right in front of the black male, is another black male. But this male is skinny. He's young. He's no more than 17, 18 years old. I'm thinking like 16, 17. And he's a black male, but he's like, I won't say he's light skinned, but he's somewhere in between my complexion and light skin. And I'm thinking this is my interpretation. I'm thinking that's so that he was that complexion for me to be able to see what was going on underneath him, because this was a horrifying sight. He had bleached blonde. He had afro, he had like a puffy like box afro or whatever haircut, and his hair was bleached blonde, almost white, and his eyes were white, like bleached blonde, almost white. And his skin was dirty in the sense that it wasn't dirty on the outside, but it was dirty on the inside. It's hard to explain, but it's like he had like these contusions under his skin that indicated demonic activity. So it was indicating to me that he was demonically possessed, unclean spirits inhabited him, and more than one. He just looked demonically possessed. And this black male who was fat, he was overweight, and he's like brown skin or whatever. And he was also dirty, but it was harder to see because his skin color was the skin color of mine. So he was also demonically dirty, like his, you could tell that he had demonic activity going on in him, but it was harder to see because his skin was like the color of mine. But with this guy who was slightly lighter, and he was the boy, listening to this man who was in like his 40s, you could see like the demonic activity in him better, I guess because he was lighter complexion. But his hair was bleached blonde, and his eyes almost white, and his eyes were white. When I see white eyes, I think blindness. Bleached blonde eyes, blind. Like you're blind if your eyes are that color. So I'm thinking that this boy is blind, spiritually blind, seeing, and if he were to see, then he would only see white. He would only see white, and on top of his head was white. So head white, eyes white. So that's what I saw. I mean, it was horrifying. He looked like a zombie. He really did. So I'm looking at this as this black male is influencing, this darker skinned black male is influencing this other black male, this younger black male who's, no more than like 17, 18. And this younger black male is just spiritually dirty and spiritually blind. And that's what I saw. Let me see if there's anything else. The rest of the dream I won't get into because I don't see how it ties into this. I mean, it might just be a personal message for me. But my point, or my understanding of the two dreams, is that there is a vast entertainment going on. You're being entertained to death. They hire people like Alex Jones, David Icke, Tommy Sotomayor to entertain you and make you think that there's division where there is not. And you get on one side or the other. And like I said in other videos, they're both the wrong side. These are people who are paid in order to mislead the public rather to inform. They're disinformation agents. And as shown in this video, if you listen to people like this in this stadium, this entertainment complex, they're feeding you something that's not going to sustain you. Diet soda or whatever. You're going to be entertained, but of course the people who are paying them aren't going to give you the actual tools to do anything meaningful. That's the whole point. That's the whole point. If you rule the world and you don't want anyone to challenge you, you pay people to misdirect those who could challenge you. You don't pay them in order to wake you up. That's what I'm saying. If Tommy Sotomayor, no matter how much truth that you think he's given, if he's being paid by your enemies, he's not being paid in order to help wake you up. He's being paid in order to keep you distracted and keep you dumbed down. So, yeah. I mean, and like I said, a very disturbing thing that I noticed in this video on me the other day, yesterday, is that he wasn't encouraging his fans to really think. He was stopping my video every like minute or so to give his commentary on what I was saying. He wouldn't let it play all the way out and let people ponder it and think for themselves. He gave them what to think, and they ran with it. They did what, you know, his response and their response was almost synonymous. Now, there were people. There are people. Let me stop. Let me not go that far. There were people who were challenging what he was saying, and there were people who said, like, he was like, "Oh, do you think I'm encouraging you to date white women or something like that?" And some people were saying yes, and then also he was saying also that my videos didn't get any. My recent videos didn't get any views until I put his name in the video, and someone said that my older videos did have more views than this one or whatever. So I don't want to say all the people who watch his videos are not thinking, but I'm saying that he's not encouraging the people who watch his videos to think for themselves. He's a very skilled entertainer. That is what he's doing. He is entertaining you. I'm not an entertainer. I'm here to educate and to expose. When I see someone and they're shown in a dream to be making their followers spiritually dirty zombies who are spiritually blind, and they're doing this to young people, like, I am compelled to speak on it, for the sake of people's souls. But I'm not an entertainer, so I'm not going to. People are spoiled by entertainment. They open up a video, or they want to be entertained. They expect to be entertained. I'm telling you, that is a trap, to expect to be entertained, because when I've seen David Icke in a past dream, Alex Jones, these people, when I see them in dreams, they appear in movie settings, like entertainment settings. They are entertainers when they appear in my dream. So if you want to be entertained, all they'll do is they'll pay someone who's good at entertaining you, like Tommy Sotomayor is, and they'll entertain you to death. They'll entertain you literally to spiritual death. So you have to make a decision whether or not you want to be entertained or whether or not you want to be informed.